Hey guys, welcome to the channel. We got a couple new products, or fairly new products that are on the marketplace, and products that I actually find a use for quite regularly. You may be watching this video because you as well, maybe you suffer from dead batteries in your vehicles, or maybe you just want to be proactive and have something on hand that can help you out either with a dead battery, a dying battery, or even with a flat tire, or a mix of the two. And Acmount, they sent us out both of these units to review and see how well they work and if they work as intended. This is part number P120 and this is W160, and both of these units can be found on Amazon, and we'll talk about price here towards later on in the video, but I did want to open these up, show you guys what's all included, why you might choose one or the other, and these aren't the only ones that they offer, and these aren't the only ones on the marketplace. There's a bunch of other manufacturers, but it's worth taking a look, seeing what's in these, see maybe why they might be worth it for you guys. So let's take a look at them right now. All right, first off, we're going to do our P120 model, which they don't put it on here for whatever reason. And the only way you know it is the P120 is by up here. It's the 5000 CK. And when you look this up on Amazon, it comes up as the P120. For whatever reason, it didn't make it on the packaging. Now, these units both are made in China. Here's some details about it. They offer large current starting, have some smart clips, and fireproof material. And then ultra bright LED light for being able to see how it's used. So it comes in this nylon zippered case. It's got a nice little handle on it too, but it's actually got a hard case to it. And I appreciate for these types of jump starters, especially when they have these large lithium ion batteries in them, you want to have something that's actually somewhat hard to protect them, because you don't want stuff to crush it in your car or bounce around, because when lithium ions explode, it's pretty catastrophic. All right, so taking a look inside. So we have on the one side of this flap, this is going to be all of the accessories that come with it. We'll take a look at those real quick. So you're going to have your jumper cables, positive and negative, and then you're going to have your plug-in here that actually plugs into the unit to jump. So there's a force start button. Sounds like you're having troubles, you push that and it allows it to force that jump start if it's not reading, because sometimes, and that's actually worth noting here, I have some older units where if it does not detect polarity, it's going to say, hey, I'm not going to jump start you. So if your battery's too dead, then you can't do that. So I believe that's what that's for, is hey, force jump start. I've already checked to make sure that the leads are correct, and it'll force jump start. Now these feel like actually I'm glad they're actually feel like ABS or an ABS composite, probably a little bit durable, but nothing super fancy, but I think they'll get the job done. And then, of course, it comes with your charging cable. So USB to USB-C. You could also use this as a charger on the way out. It has some USB charging capabilities. We'll talk about that. And then you also have your jump starter manual. It looks like it comes in various languages. Now, and here's the unit itself. So nice, worth noting that they have a it's actually pretty dense foam pattern on the side. This is just a hard shell on the exterior, but from side to side you do have a dense foam cover there. Okay, so here it is in the sleeve. As you guys see it here, obviously it's all plastic. Here's going to be your charge in for USB-C. This is USB 1, they're calling it, and USB 2 out. Now if you look on the back here, it'll tell you what those outputs are of each. Again, here's the P120 model. At least they put it on the unit itself. Here's your battery capacity, 99.16 watt hours, USB input, so that's what they're saying, give it 2 amps or 9 volts, 2 amps. And then USB port puts out 2.4 amps at 5 volts, and USB 2 port puts out 2.4 at 5 volts as well as a 9 volt, and a 12 volt at 1.5 amps. This end right here is going to be where you plug in this part of the unit. And you can't turn it around backwards, it only goes one direction. Once you put it in, it looks like it's already powering up. And then this button right here, LED display, showing you 100%. Yeah, just showing you the complete charge that's on there. And then on this end is the light. So there's an LED light on the end for helping you light up the way. Just keep circling through the button, SOS. And bright, and I think low is the other one. So hit that and hold, turn it off. Yeah, case itself is just plastic, nothing super fancy, of course. But yeah, that's what's all in this one. Now, for the P120, they claim that this one is a 5,000 amp jump starter, and that's going to be able to jump start, about a 10-liter gas or diesel engine. So that covers about everything out there, guys. And we'll have to see how well it does. We'll test these out here in a little bit. It equates to 26,800 milliamp, that battery that's inside, and they claim that they have reverse and overcurrent protection for this. So if you cross out the batteries, ideally you're not going to destroy your circuitry or destroy this or catch fire. The usage of it's going to be for -4 degrees up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you're going to be super cold below -4, that might be a challenge for these, but anything above that, you should be okay. And then they're also claiming that the battery inside here, this lithium-ion battery, is going to hold a charge for 24 months. And again, this is found on Amazon. Pricing for this unit, right now there's a bunch of sales. Sounds like the starting price is about $70, but that's $70. But you can also, there's a lot of coupons out there right now, so I think you could probably get closer to even $50. But yeah, good price for these. I mean, I'd say pricing for these right now is relatively in that market range, and this is actually kind of, if you get the coupons, you're going to be on the lower end, so not a bad gig. All right, we're done with this one. Let's take a look at the other one next, the W160, and then we'll go ahead and test these out on a vehicle and see how they do. So this is the W160. This one is going to be the car jump starter, LED and USB battery pack, all that stuff in one. But it's not just a jump starter, it's also going to be a pump for your vehicle. So kind of best of both worlds. And we're going to see if there's any gains or losses for doing that. It also claims it's not just for cars, motorcycles, bicycles, for your soccer balls, basketballs, you name it. If you need to inflate it, then this is going to be an inflator for that. Here is the part number information up top. And again, this one's going to be made in China. It talks about the large starting current. Same thing as the other unit. Not much different there. And again, on this side, made in China. And this one's going to come in the exact same case, this hard case. Or semi-hard case, right? It still has a little bit of deflection to it, but it's better than some of those soft cases that are out there. Inside looks the same again too. We'll take a look here. Yeah, this one appears to have the exact same interface. Same alligator clamps. Yeah, nothing new. Positive, negative, you guys should know better. Okay, there's the clamps. It also has the charging cord, or charge to cord. And you do get a couple of accessories for your basketball. Looks like you got a little serrated Compressor valve. Inflating other items with these. Maybe it's a mattress. So that's nice to give you a couple of those to have on hand. And then the big difference is going to be, well, we do have the manual inside here. Here's your user manual. This one is much smaller than the other manual. And then you're going to have your inflatable cord. So there is a rubber gasket on that end, which is nice to see. I mean, it's just nylon, guys. Nylon over rubber. This isn't going to be super fancy. That's actually half decent inside there, too. Almost looks like silicone. If that's silicone, that's at least a step up from rubber. But in a pinch, better have that than nothing. This one does not have this side foam molding on it. Maybe it's because this is just a larger unit. But worth noting, there is none. It's just the hardened case. And then here is what the unit looks like. These can be your charging ports. So charge in here. USB 1, USB 2 out. And here's your capacities. 80.66 watt hours, so that's down from the other one that was 90 plus. That charges at 2.4, 2.4. And this is going to be 2 amps. Air pressure, 150 psi. Made in China. Obviously the part number W160. So everything all in one place. This is going to be the vent, I believe, for the compressor. That is sealed there. This is going to be your start. So you plug in here with your cables. I like this one has a little bit more of a waterproofing action to the outside. The other one was exposed for the USB ports. This is going to be for your air compressor. It's nice too. You see down inside there, there is a rubber gasket as well. So you have a rubber gasket on the top and you have a rubber gasket down on the base. Here is your light. We'll take a look at that here next. So power up. A little LED display shows your car. So you can change your modes. So we're at 36 PSI. There's bar and kPa. Okay, there's your motorcycle. Let's set to bar. There's your bicycle. And there is your looks like a volleyball. So you can set all for different items that you choose to pressurize. And there's back to car. You can increase or decrease to the pressure that you need. There's your start stop. I believe this is going to be for the air compressor. And then, or it could be for this. We'll test it out, make sure. And then here's the light that you'll see here. SOS, like a fast SOS, and then back to off. Fairly dense plastic on this one, maybe a little bit more than the other one. I'm betting because it has more components to it. It's got a whole air compressor in there. But talking about this one, on the website, so the battery on this one's going to be a little bit smaller, 5,000 amps down to 3,000 amps on capacity. And for that, they're saying you're going to be able to start a 9-liter gas vehicle or 8-liter diesel, so just a little bit less. Pump, you're going to be able to go up to 150 PSI. And for starts, for both of these units, they're saying that you're going to be able to get up to 60 starts per charge. So that's saying a lot, 60 starts. And again, -4 to 140 degrees usage. And then they're also claiming that you could pump up from 29 PSI up to 36 PSI in 1 minute with this compressor. We might give that a shot. And pricing for this one is going to be roughly the same. Right now it's showing $70 for this unit. So you're getting everything that the other unit gets, but you're also getting an air compressor. The downside is you're switching off 5,000 amps for 3,000 amps. So you're going down a little bit in capacity. But that's going to be up to you guys. What do you need more so on hand when you're using these units? All right, that's enough of these. Let's go ahead and we're going to test these out and see how well they work and if it's worth your time. All right, let's go. So we've got ourselves a Chrysler 440 here, which is about 7.2 liters. And we'll go ahead and hook up each of these jump starters. And we got them hooked up to the positive, and we got them hooked up to the negative terminals on the leads. And we'll see here how well they jump start. The Acmount W160. So just the same, started it super easy, not any issues. Maybe we'll try out now if we could air up one of these tires. Last up now, we're going to take this and turn it into an air compressor to pump up this ball. And then right after that, we're going to go ahead and pump up a tire as well. So let's just see how it all goes together for you guys. Take the hose and go ahead and thread it in the end. And turn it till it tightens. Make it fairly tight. I'm going to go ahead and grab your needle for the ball. Putting it inside, like so. And hit power. We'll go through our modes real quick. ball, and then excellent. Once it hits 8 psi, it kicks out, and it's done. Yeah, that worked out perfect. All right, onto the car. All right, guys, we got a tire here that's just below 30 psi. We'll go ahead and show you guys. So right about 27, 28 psi, and their claim is at 29 psi. You can take it all the way up to 36 psi. So let's give it a shot. A 14-inch tire on a small car. So I'm hoping that we could do it in the same amount of time on a 14 from 27, say up to 36. All right, so we're showing 27. I'm gonna go ahead and start the stopwatch. We'll just see how long it takes us. All right, about 1 minute and 26 seconds is what that came out to be. So a little bit slower than I thought it would be, but it did it. I mean, it managed to pump up the tire in a fairly quick amount of time from a lower PSI to a high. Now, if you're completely flat, that's a different story. This would take much longer to fill up, but if you're low, this is good to use in a pinch. Aired up some tires with this AC mount dual jump starter slash air compressor, and I actually think it worked pretty good. There wasn't much air bleeding off on this end. It did a good job pumping. It's actually fairly quiet, quieter than I thought. It was slower than they predicted, 29 to 36 psi in 1 minute. It did it in 1.5 minutes. I think it's a little bit off, but that's okay. I think my only gripe on this unit here is just the fact that the battery meter is at the top. I wish it had a digital readout in actual percentage like this one has. If you could just toggle through there, I think it'd be a better setup. But as far as this one goes, this one worked great. Super easy. I mean, as soon as you clip on the leads, you have like 15 seconds to do it before it kicks itself back out, and then you got to pull it apart and reattach it. But all in all, these both did what they're intended to do, and they did it well. So no gripes from me. I think they're both good units, and I would recommend it to whomever. And I would actually say, if I had to pick between the two, I'd probably lean between this one because you get a dual feature out of it, and it's able to start up to 8-9 liters, and we proved it here in this video. So either one's a great choice. And yeah, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Would you guys recommend something different? Have you experienced these ones yet? I'd love to hear from you guys what you think. All right, guys, please like and comment down below, and we'll keep videos like this coming your way.